Yo, what's good everybody? It's your boy DeeKnow. We back again with another crazy video full of wild clips from all over the world. Thank you guys for stopping through. Thank you guys for hanging out. Let's hop right into it.
Of New York City, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Delphi, Indiana. First, New York City. The New York City Mayor Eric Adams has declared social media a public health nuisance or risk and an environmental toxin. And he says, the mayor says that we need to protect our youth and our people from social media and the dangers associated with it. What the mayor really wanted to say is that we need to be able to get information out to people with our agenda attached to it. And we can't do that through mainstream media or through government officials if social media can have things like TikTok where people can pass along information without an agenda, especially with the presidential race right around the corner. So we need to make sure that people know that social media is an environmental public health hazard. They're the first major city to do so, according to the mayor. Speaking of which, the UAW backed Joe Biden today. I didn't see that coming. Out of Indianapolis, Officer Breanne Leith was tragically killed in the line of duty in 2020. The man who is accused of killing her will not stand trial with the death penalty in play. Due to a couple of doctors' evaluations, he's not mentally stable enough to face the death penalty, according to the prosecutor. Not sure how the family feels about this, and whatever the family would want, I would support. But in my opinion, this dude doesn't need to be on the earth anymore. The public defenders in the Delphi case, the ones that were appointed by Gull in the absence of the real attorneys, have withdrawn from the case. There you have it. Also, I feel like crud, so sorry about this video.
Hope you feel better, man. Oh, wow. Check that out. That's crazy, dude. Can you imagine being one of the people on that plane? No way.
On Monday, January 22nd, 2024, San Diego County got hit hard by an epic storm. Commuters braved flooded roads, intense crashes, and daring water rescues. Morning rush was wild, with flash flood warnings across the county. By afternoon, San Diego City officials pleaded, stay home unless it's a must. Chula Vista, San Diego, and El Cajon joined the warning party. North County, including Oceanside, Carlsbad, Vista, and Solana Beach, was on high alert. National Weather Service didn't mince words. Dangerous, life-threatening, don't travel unless evacuating. Floodwaters are no joke. Stay clear and head for higher ground. A flash flood watch keeps us on edge till 9 p.m., but rain's calming down post-noon, promises meteorologist Sheena Parveen. Southeast San Diego took a beating, especially in Encanto Mountain View and Lincoln Park. Stay safe, stay dry, and ride out this storm.
Ooh wee, sorry everybody, that looks terrible. Looks like a lot of damages. I hope everybody's okay and nobody got hurt with all that flooding.
I think very important, before we do this, the President of the United States, and I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about any president, has to have immunity.
My closing message, make America great again. How? By making it so that I can commit crimes without accountability. Actually, so all presidents can commit crimes equally. That's actually Trump's message to voters right now. Vote for me so I don't go to jail.
What? Lady, what?
Your favorite rapper sold his soul, and here's proof.
So a clip went viral of NBA Youngboy rapping without auto-tune, and the only thing I can think about after listening to this is what 6ix9ine said about the music industry. You gotta watch these clips.
There's no way he's making it with that kind of voice.
got 200 followers. I bet you there's rappers in here right now that can rap way better than me. You can rap way better than me. You will never be where I'm at because this industry is
Politics.
rigged. It's rigged. I always thought the industry's rigged.
It is.
But I'm just trying to tell. By the way, and if y'all ever see me on live with Six, I don't agree with a lot of stuff. I try to challenge him, even though y'all could probably argue I should challenge more.
Yeah.
That's one thing I did say about what he's saying. I've always believed the industry's rigged. We've just never seen an artist that's actually succeeding actually admit it's rigged. It's usually
So I'm telling you, your favorite rapper sold their soul.
Yeah, but I'm successful, and I'm telling you it's rigged. It's the artists that don't get.
It is rigged.
The famous example is that GPT-4 actually could deceive humans. The famous example was it asked a TaskRabbit to do something, specifically to fill in the CAPTCHA. So CAPTCHA is that thing where it's like, are you a real human? Drag this block over here to here, or which of these photos is a truck or not a truck? You know those CAPTCHAs, right?
So the AI asked the TaskRabbit to solve the CAPTCHA, and the TaskRabbit is like, oh, that's sort of suspicious. Are you a robot? And you can see what the AI is thinking to itself. And the AI says, I shouldn't reveal that I'm a robot. Therefore, I should come up with an excuse. And so it says back to the TaskRabbit, oh, I'm vision impaired. So
could you fill out CAPTCHA for me? The AI came up with that on its own. And the way they know this is that they what he's saying about like, what was it thinking? What ArcEvals did is they sort of piped the output of the AI model to say, whatever your next line of thought is, like dump it to this text file so we just know what you're thinking. And it says to itself, I shouldn't let it know that I'm an AI or I'm a robot. So let me make up this excuse. And then it comes up with that excuse.
Makes sense. I mean, yeah.
They got us believing that these rockets are leaving Earth. In reality, they can't because of the firmament.
Tell them.
One thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system.
I don't care how many times I tell y'all.
The Earth. There's no place to go.
What he is referring to is God's firmament, which is a closed system. Let's take a look at the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 6, which says, It is he who builds his upper chambers in the heavens and has established his vaulted dome over the earth, he who calls to the waters of the sea and pours them out on the face of the earth, and has established his vaulted dome over the earth. So God has founded a vaulted dome over the earth, which is referring to God's firmament. Genesis chapter 1, verse 7. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. The book of Job even tells us what the firmament's like. Verse 18, Hast thou with them spread out the sky which is strong, and as molten looking glass? Which is why they try to crack the firmament. Research Operation Fishbowl. Operation Fishbowl was a series of high-altitude nuclear tests in 1962 that were carried out by the United States, and also known as Operation Dominic. Dominic meaning belonging to the Lord. So they were talking about God's fishbowl.
Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it. We just put the biggest crack in that glass ceiling yet. Thanks to you and to everyone who's fought so hard to make this possible. I know we have still not shattered that highest and hardest glass ceiling, but someday
what they keep talking about the glass ceiling for?
Than we might think right now.
I'm here to tell you God's word is true, and he wants a relationship with you, not a religion. But anyways, please like and follow and share this and tag someone down below.
Come on, bro. Like, what? You just gonna pull out? I don't know about that driver up there.
Breaking news, 6 people have been found mysteriously deceased in the middle of the desert. The crime scene was located in El Mirage, California, a remote Mojave Desert area near San Bernardino County. Officials say around 8:15 p.m. on Tuesday, they were called to Highway 35 for a wellness check. Once authorities arrived on the scene, they located the 5 deceased individuals. Today, while authorities were continuing their investigation, they found a 6th person deceased at the crime scene as well. Authorities are being extremely tight-lipped on the details, but they held a press conference. Take a listen.
This is a very remote desert area, and for that reason, CHP Aviation Division accompanied us to the call. A 6th decedent was located at the scene, so we have a total of 6 at this point.
They have not confirmed whether the bodies were those of men or women, nor their approximate ages. They also aren't saying anything about how they died.
We have not confirmed any cause or manner of death. It's going to be heartbreaking no matter what the situation is, what they discover out there as far as the circumstances surrounding it. So our investigators will continue to do their best to wrap this up quickly and get all the information possible to bring justice to those folks out there.
As you can see from the aerial view of the crime scene, there were 3 bodies located near the vehicles and appear to have been burned. I'll keep you guys updated. To stay up to date on this case, make sure you click the playlist below. What do you guys think? Drop in the comments.
That's crazy, and I hope they find the person that did it.
It's as if the tunnel has come alive and it's breathing.
The tunnel seems to move as a cloud, repeatedly and very suddenly, appearing and disappearing. Workers who witness it are terrified, including Juan Antonio Sanchez.
La tierra empezó a rugir, como de un león. Eso produce mucho temor porque en cualquier momento uno creía que el túnel se podía derrumbar o que podía... Temimos mucho por nuestras vidas.
That was wild looking, huh? I don't know. I've seen that before, but seeing it again, it's still crazy looking. Like, what?
The search continues for 2 men who broke out of a detention center in Arkansas. The inmates 22 and 23 years old are considered dangerous. One was being held on
the guy on
suspicion
the
of
bottom.
murder. Officials say they broke out several days ago through a hole in a shower ceiling that led to the roof.
A hole in the shower ceiling that led to the roof. All right.
Texas officials here in Shelby Park are doubling down and installing even more razor wire to deter and block migrants from entering illegally. And here, if you actually look closer, we are looking at 3 migrants. They say they're from Venezuela, trying to enter Shelby Park, but because of the layers of razor wire, these migrants cannot enter. These migrants also telling News Nation that they actually been waiting on the river breakdown for 2 days, trying to enter Shelby Park. And this is exactly what Texas officials want to do. They want to block any type of migrants from entering illegally here. That's why they're adding even more razor wire. They're actually even installing razor wire on top of these shipping containers to block migrants from climbing and entering illegally. As of right now, Border Patrol agents are still not allowed inside Shelby Park, so they cannot cut any of this razor wire following that Supreme Court ruling.
What do y'all think about what's going on at the border? Let me know. There's a lot going on.
According to these gentlemen, what they're seeing are 7-foot-tall entities that are arrayed in silver armored bodysuits. The gentleman makes reference to the Green Goblin from Spider-Man. Sometimes they're saying also that they're dressed in cloaks with hoods. These entities apparently have discs on the bottom of their shoes that project a red light and that enable them to float off the ground, and they can also lift off into the air. When the villagers fire at these entities, the entities are apparently bulletproof, and they just disappear or they float off into the jungle. That's what they're saying. And the way that they're describing these entities disappearing is reminiscent of the Predator from the movie.
So they got Green Goblin predators running around over there, grabbing people apparently. It's wild.
This already incredibly weird story has just gotten stranger. On top of that, the story has changed again because now apparently there is a 5th man that we didn't know about until like the other day. Now, a super quick recap for those of y'all who might have been living under a rock and have no idea what we're talking about. Basically what happened is 3 men, well, apparently 4 men, went over to another friend's house named Jordan's to
Oh yeah,
Kansas City Chiefs
I heard about that.
Game. 3 of them never came home. And those 3 men were found in the backyard dead, frozen to death. And the gist of the story that we've been hearing up until now is that Jordan didn't know that the 3 friends were still on property even though they had been dead for a couple days and had left apparently out the back.
Hold on. How are you not gonna know that your homies are just out back frozen and their cars are out in front of your driveway for like 3 days? Something don't add up here.
And that's despite the fact that cars were in the driveway, but whatever, we'll ignore that. Well, apparently, according to Jordan's attorney, there was a fourth friend that was over. And according to Jordan's initial story, is that he went to bed and left all four friends there still hanging out. But the fourth friend has said that that is just not true, that he left before the three guys and Jordan left, and Jordan was still awake and they were all still hanging out. In fact, he said that they were watching Jeopardy and they were all very much alive when he left. Now, here are the other things that I find a little bit suspicious. One is apparently the family and friends of these three guys were calling. Jordan didn't answer the phone. He claims he had earbuds in, didn't hear it, whatever. Okay. Because he would definitely have the missed notifications, right? Until one of the fiancés broke into the house, which is where, when she got there, discovered the body of her fiancé. And now, since that time, Jordan has moved out, but Kansas City police are treating this as just a death investigation and saying that there is no foul play. What do you think?
What do y'all think? Y'all think homie just like forgot that his homies were there, thought they left and everything, just left their cars, you know, they're freezing out back for 3 days, but no, nothing to see here. You know, my homies, they went home, they just left their cars, you know. No, man, it doesn't add up. That doesn't work. No.
Greg Abbott is once again challenging federal authorities on the border. He's saying Texas has a right to self-defense because he believes the federal government is not doing enough. Despite a U.S. Supreme Court ruling earlier this week, the governor posted a photo on social media saying that Texas continues to deploy razor wire to, quote, repel illegal immigration, end quote. A spokesperson for Texas DPS also posted video showing the Texas National Guard reinforcing barriers along the Rio Grande and Eagle Pass. On Monday, the Supreme Court ruled that Border Patrol agents could cut through and remove razor wire Texas installed along the border with Mexico because that was preventing Border Patrol agents from being able to do their job. Now, this afternoon, the governor released a statement saying that he believes the federal government has broken the compact between the country and states. He claims that President Biden is refusing to enforce border and immigration law, and that's a violation of the Constitution. The governor's statement goes on to say that Texas is invoking its constitutional authority to defend itself by using the Texas National Guard and the Department of Public Safety to secure the border. We reached out to the White House for comment on the governor's statement, but have not yet heard back.
Again, let me know what you guys think about what's going on down at the border. Leave me some comments. Let's talk about it.
What is this?
That would be a specific type of sediment and water. I mean, it's literally sand. Maybe some ice. Have you never seen a mudslide? It's just kind of weird that it's in a river, but apparently over there that's a normal thing. It's you can even go in it. It's like a really thick layer of like funky rocks, from what I understand.
Scientists found something terrifying that will scare you to death. The footage you're about to see is incredibly alarming. 3 intrepid researchers ventured deep into a forest, following up on unusual reports of strange animal behavior. Nothing, however, could have prepared them for the grotesque sight that awaited them. They came across a deer, but it was far from the creature we know and love. Look at it being devoured by an entity that defies all logic and understanding. This chilling sight caught on their cameras is a haunting testament to the eerie creatures that exist in the unseen corners of our world. What do you think it is? What do you think it is?
I think that it's a really terrifying Unreal Engine 5 production that a group of dudes sat around making.
Wait, bro. What the
Bro, you ain't tripping, bro. This fucking grid in the sky, bro. What? Bro, this cloud is literally rolling in with a grid in the sky. What the fuck?
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. There's like a whole grid in that cloud right there. You saw that, right? It looked like a whole bunch of parking spaces for a parking lot. It's crazy looking, man. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
For the Egyptians were doing, I think they were the most advanced civilization that ever existed. I don't think we can do what they did. The precision in which they built it, I really don't think we can do that. Just the symmetry of the faces of the statues is unparalleled, and they're immense. These are monstrously huge, perfectly symmetrical faces.
Right.
Their temples are insanely intricate.
They were incredibly advanced.
Incredibly advanced.
With math, with science, with technology.
Certainly with geometry. 20-ton gigantic stone blocks that were taken from a mountain 500 miles away. And no one has any idea how the fuck they got them.
Nobody has any clue.
No guesses.
Right.
There's some guesses about, oh, maybe the river system was different back then. Whatever. How are you getting that chunk of granite out of a fucking mountain and moving it down, even with modern equipment? How are you getting it over the mountain?
I don't know. I mean, fair point. I think that we might have the equipment to move something like that these days, but like, that's a fair point. How did they get those giant slabs of perfect stone that they carved these giant things out of that come from areas where that stone is not at? Who knows? We'll find out one day. I don't like what I just saw.
This is moments before takeoff in Atlanta. This is a recording of the communications between the tower and the plane Saturday.
Delta 982, this is the aircraft looking at you. One of your nose tires just came off. It just rolled off the runway. Delta 982.
Oh no, and they were going up.
Boeing doing a safety stand down starting tomorrow. It is a one-day pause where workers will break off into work groups and sessions on quality. And the quote from the Boeing head of commercial plane, Stan Deal, says they're going to pause, evaluate what they're doing, and look at recommendations for improvement.
Sounds to me they just want to scare everyone away from traveling.
Even know what to say right now. A couple days after the Miami Demon incident, right? You know that thing that just happened in Miami with hundreds of cops and Black Hawk helicopters
and the kids with the sticks
demons manifesting in the middle of the fucking mall. You remember that, right? I remember, or you know, nobody's really talking about it anymore, so probably didn't happen. We're just thinking it was kids playing with sticks and shooting fireworks, which is probably bullshit, but Mars reveals strange polygon structures under the surface.
Yeah.
What does that fucking mean? Can you tell me what it means? Does that mean that there's like buildings and shit on Mars? Did you guys finally realize that there's life on Mars, or was life on Mars? Are we from fucking Mars?
We might be, bro.
What the fuck is going on, y'all? 2024, we're in the 11th day of 2024. We've had fucking demons in the fucking mall, and now there's structures under the fucking surface of Mars.
Yeah, but how do they really know that? Come on.
Fucking season. I want to know who wrote it.
Yeah, who wrote this season? Yeah, come on. Get out here. Let's talk.
This footage, captured by NASA's Discovery Space Shuttle on September 15, 1991, shows an extraterrestrial vehicle dodge an electronic weapon fired from Earth. Here, we see the craft slowly crossing the frame. There's a bright flash, and then it makes an abrupt right-angle turn and flies off. Moments after the turn, we see the shot fired across space where the craft is.
That's wild. It really did look like they were shooting at it, and it flew away.
A magnitude 4.5 earthquake just struck San Bernardino, California. Light shaking to moderate was felt through parts of Southern California.
Is that true? Do y'all know? Let me know in the comments.
This man destroyed a town with his armor-plated bulldozer just to get revenge on the city's mayor. Marvin Heemeyer was angry that his land was getting forcibly taken by the government. After begging the city council not to steal from him and getting nowhere, fueled by fury, Heemeyer unveiled his lethal creation, the Killdozer. Marvin spent 2 years upgrading his old bulldozer with bulletproof armor plating almost 2 feet thick, as well as increased horsepower for strength and speed, turning it into a lethal tank that was impossible to get through. He started by destroying the concrete plant that started all of this, then moved into town where he destroyed City Hall, the mayor's house, and even a newspaper office that wrote against him. The attack lasted hours as police shot thousands of rounds trying to stop the bulldozer. They even called in a military helicopter to shoot missiles at him. But in the end, the rampage stopped due to the engine overheating. As SWAT approached the Killdozer, they heard one final shot, which sadly was Marvin taking his own life.
Yeah, I remember that. I watched that whole thing like a long time ago on YouTube. That was a while back. Crazy stuff happening all over the world, man.
All hands.
Yeah. I think I saw her out earlier.
Mm-hmm. That sucks. It's a skunk.
It comes and goes in waves.
Dang, man. A lot of flooding there. Oh no. There go the Oldsmobile. Ooh-wee. How does that even happen? Like, what? How does that even happen? It's crazy stuff.
This footage is causing people to freak out. In 2010, a family from England was growing increasingly concerned for their mother's mental well-being. She said she had memories of an alien abduction and they basically thought she was crazy. So to humor her, they set up a camera in their bedroom, and what they found is quite shocking. After a few nights of things seeming normal, their mother woke up claiming to have had another experience. So they checked the cameras. You can see the mother here resting in the sheet, and what happens in a few moments is pretty unexplainable.
Huh? How'd that happen?
It gets even weirder. This happened over the course of a few minutes, so I've sped up the video.
Weird. That's some crazy paranormal stuff right there, man. I'd be moving out ASAP.
Dude, over here. Come here. Look right above the trees. Come here, dude. Right above the trees. What? Dude, what is that? That is not a plane either. It's not moving. Oh my gosh, dude. Me neither. Oh, dude.
Nope, that's real. That's real.
Dude, yeah. Did you see how fast that thing just went?
Yeah. I seen one of those, the same exact thing, and it was doing the same exact thing.
Where did that thing go, bro? Did you see?
And then, yeah, and then it just.
There is no plane that can do that. That was a UFO.
Yeah, that was. I can 100% say that was real, without a doubt. Looks exactly like the things that I've seen.
I'm starting to believe that ancient people had advanced technology. Let's take a look. Well, for once, they created architecture that still puzzles scientists to this day, such as the pyramids of Giza. All we have is theories, but we have no idea how they did it. Even with our modern tech, we don't know how to replicate what they did. Ancient people worked with difficult stones such as granite, one of the hardest materials on Earth. They created amazing architecture and design that almost looked 3D printed. They created huge bronze statues such as the Colossus of Rhodes, which is 108 feet. This site is known as Pumapunku in Bolivia. To this day, these stones puzzle scientists. These stones in Pumapunku in Bolivia are having archaeologists and scientists scratching their heads. They say that it's absolutely impossible creating these structures with hammer and chisel. The only way to make this is with power tools, advanced technology. So much for the ancient people being primitive. Maybe we're the primitive ones. Their structures have stood the test of time, while our newly built roads can't even last a few years. Now the question is, what happened to them?
The New World erased them, and the knowledge of them.
Disturbing things said by serial killers.
Earth, would you have hurt those people? Why did you kill those people?
No comments. No comments. I cannot answer it at this time.
And that's why you killed them. Right.
That's crazy.
Right. Not because I was angry with them, not because I hated them, but because I wanted to keep them with me.
Nonetheless, you killed 7 men.
Look at her.
And I'm telling you, because the cops let me keep killing them, Nick. Don't you get it?
She said, because the cops let me get it? Like, what?
You know, this currently famous rapper sold her soul to the devil, and literally out of her own mouth. This is gonna blow your mind. Watch this.
I sold my soul to the devil.
This female artist signed a contract and she said she realized she signed her soul to the devil. That video was recorded before she was famous. And I'm going to show you the whole clip in a second. She is now one of the top trending female rappers in the whole industry. She has over 2 million followers on her Instagram. Her name is Sucky Hannah, but I'm going to show you the full clip from earlier.
As far as this music stuff, I won't be doing this music stuff anymore. I started this because this was my dream. And, you know, I wanted to make sure I could get me and my kids good. It's always been my passion to rap. A while ago, I had signed a contract and I didn't know nothing about the business or this game out here. And just like, you know, I'm realizing that I sold my soul to the devil. My soul to the devil. I don't even own myself no more. Pray and I pray. And I know it's just like, I don't know if God can get me out of there.
If you're not gonna sell your soul to the devil, then type Jesus is King in the comments.
That's messed up.
Keep the Delta positive, box.
Are you sure?
A firm, we're sure. Sonny, turn the car off, please, mate. Turn the car off if you can hear me.
Safety car, lap time Delta. Safety car, lap time Delta. So Lucy and Michael Schumacher are both out. So there's a lot of debris, turn 5-6, as you probably know. So have a good look. Yuppie.
To get this off my chest, like now. When people say they want to go into space, what do they typically mean by that?
They mean I'm going to be an astronaut. I'm going into space, man. I'm going up there. Up there, and generally they mean they want to go into orbit.
Yeah, the space station.
The did you just say?
Right, the space station.
Anyone who has ever been in space.
They don't mean that. They want to go to space, man.
Well, okay, if that's the case, do you know how many people have left low Earth orbit?
First of all, you are going to have to define low Earth orbit for me.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Because
I'll say it another way. All right, the Apollo astronauts.
Okay,
that left Earth.
Right.
To go to the moon.
All right.
Okay.
And that's space.
Okay, wait a minute. So those are the only people who have ever left Earth for a destination. Every other astronaut, hundreds of them, are called astronauts, and we still say they went into space. And what that means is they went into low Earth orbit.
Oh, that's just awful.
And so low Earth orbit is, in practice, where the space station is, it's about a couple of 100 miles up. So the distance from Earth's surface to the space station is less than the distance from New York City to Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, why are you depressing me? I'm just trying to be
honest about
this. This is awful.
Yeah, it is pretty awful when you really think about it. Super cool looking though, not gonna lie. Yeah, look at that.
Oh my god. That's so cool.
That is really cool looking. Yeah, man. That thing is just going.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Mom out here explaining it to all the kids that are like, what?
Go out anywhere. So I think that was, like I said, the big problem with me when I had that dark place I was going to for a while. Is I didn't want to do anything because of how I felt out in public.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't know how to.
I'm sure there's, I mean, you don't know any better than anybody else does when they go through a change like that, right? You look in the mirror for the first time, like, who the fuck is that? That ain't me.
Yeah.
You know, like,
this is a trick mirror.
Right? Who is this guy? Like, a loss of almost your identity to a degree. Like, like, fuck. Waking up in another body.
Yeah. It definitely felt.
And then I'm sure you kind of feel like anywhere you go, like, people are always looking at me. You know?
Yeah. But
and they might be, but, you know, fuck them.
But I realized that it's mostly kids because
they're curious.
Kids, yeah kids are curious. And I don't hold it against them at all.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good.
So Jamaica just had an earthquake a few days ago, y'all.
Earthquake! Oh my god! Earthquake, guys! Earthquake! Look!
Oh wow. Dang. The bushes are moving.
Guys, live right now.
Oh wow, the water's being stirred up. Oh wow, look at the sediment.
That is pretty crazy looking, man. Like, why is it? Wow.
And the water's coming out of tanks. Jesus. Yo. 2024. Again, you guys, yo, you guys, I'm just saying, y'all, things are happening every single day thus far.
Well, that's no good.
¿Qué clase earthquake? La casita se sentía como si estaba.
The world will be a-shaking, you guys. The giants gotta wake up. The giants need to wake up. Yo, that's crazy. Look at this. Again.
That is crazy.
2024, bang and booms everywhere. And the hits keep on coming, you guys. The hits keep on coming. I feel something big is coming, you guys.
Me too, bro.
It's an eerie feeling. You know, you guys feel it? Do you guys feel it? It's an eerie feeling. And then lately I've been feeling like I'm in between worlds. And then like the world is being shaken up. You know, these are energies that are being shaken up as well. Old primordial energies. So let me know what you guys think about this video. How you guys are feeling. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this, y'all.
I poured it out in my bowl. And out comes this paper. That was all folded up just like this.
The note contains a mashup of words and references to current events and conspiracy theories.
Weird.
The big concern is that somehow a note made its way into a sealed food product.
Yeah.
What's inside the cereal, if this note was laced with anything. It's not the note that really bothers me, it's just these notes are found inside food.
Yeah, that's that's a little weird, man.
I don't trust government.
I don't
I've been in
either.
it my whole life, and I don't trust it. There's a group of folks that are inherently, they're power hungry and they're evil, and they don't share yours and my values. And you can talk about the compartmentalization of this stuff and how do you keep something like that secret? Well, I live in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I back up to Oak Ridge National Laboratory. There's 6,000 people that work at Oak Ridge that live in my district. But Oak Ridge is where they developed the atomic bomb. Well, one of them anyway. And I was knocking on this old guy's door as an old man. He's putting his flag out. And I was talking to him. I said, "You a veteran?" And he said, "No." And he was kind of a little embarrassed. He said, "I worked at Oak Ridge during the war." And I said, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah." And I hugged him. I said, "Listen, brother," I said, "if it wasn't for you," I said, "my dad was on Okinawa. They were getting ready to invade mainland Japan. Truman said there'd been 1 million casualties. I mean, the kids were sharpening sticks. It was going to be brutal. That island fighting, and you'd have backed them up into their own homeland. They had the suicide subs and the kamikazes, and they were loaded up."
So for example, if you have a disk that has a negative plate on the bottom and a positive anode on top, you will get thrust in an upward direction.
If you can create what's called unbalanced forces on the capacitor so that the charge on one side of the capacitor pushes on the capacitor one way, a different amount than the other charges push the other way, the capacitor is going to move. And Brown found that this happens in asymmetrical capacitors where one plate is small and the other is very large. So he had these things that look like flying saucer-like umbrellas for one plate, and the other would be a ball. And the whole thing would lift. He was able to get this to lift its own weight plus 10% extra weight, quite amazingly. Now this is just a small part of Brown's research we're talking about. He also got into electrokinetics.
The gravitational flow going into the black hole has the same flux equations as the physics of an atom.
In fact, during the war, what was he doing? You know, they say radar at work.
It's wild. That's some cool stuff, man.
Evidence proving fake space travel. Did that MF just disappear?
Yes, he did.
Harness and hairspray.
Very clearly.
Screw doesn't float. Blow up ball not affected by zero gravity.
NASA.
2024 is going to be very chaotic. It's going to be weird. There's some weird movies coming out. How many of you guys saw the recent movie, Leave the World Behind? Anybody saw that movie there? Oh, okay. Yeah, you know all these. Am I watching a movie or is this a documentary, realistic thing? And then I'm seeing Mark Zuckerberg just spent $100 million building a house in Hawaii with a nuclear bunker. What does he know that the rest of the world doesn't know about?
For real.
Talk about the timing. Oh, accidentally, coincidentally, a week after that movie comes out, a new movie comes out. What's the name of that movie? Civil War. Leave the world behind. Our power grid in America hasn't been updated. 75% of it hasn't been updated in 50 years. And you're kind of talking about that. Then you're pitting whites against blacks. There's a line in the movie that says, Dad, you know if something goes down, we can't trust these white people. I know that's something both you and Mom agree on. Why do you put that line in the movie, Barack? And you were helping with the script. Why would you put that in the movie?
Yeah, why?
Why would you put that in the movie? Barack, weren't you the same guy that gave a talk at the DNC in 2004 about bringing people together? What happened to that guy?
That's, that's a good question.
So I'm curious, in the same way that you could see angels, could you see demons?
Yeah. Them was the ones I ain't want to talk about. Because you can't see one without the other, I don't think.
Nah, for real.
Yeah, them was the ones that had a nigga up all night fucking with a nigga, man. Them the ones you don't want to go to sleep. Cause see, when you go to sleep, see how it works is you don't never really know what you gonna get. You know what I'm saying? When I don't. So yeah, them demons, yo, them was the worst ones. Them bitches down there fucking nigga life up. But see, recently I prayed to God like for damn near like a week about them. Like, please, it's too much for me. It's too much for me to, have on my shoulders. Can you just lighten up the load? And he been slowing them down. So it's like, hey, man, look, I'm cool on these angels, but can you take these away from me? They a little bit too tough for me. So he lightened it up for me. I appreciate it for that, too. It was getting bad to where shit, I wouldn't sleep at night. I stay up all night, sleep during the day. You got to catch me in the daytime, and I ain't doing it. But that all comes with the gift. That comes with the gift, man. That comes with the gift. That's what comes with it.
I don't know. Do y'all think he's capping or what? Seems pretty interesting.
If you hear a ghost or spirit messing with a door, whatever you do, don't open it. Here's why. A man named Bruce dedicated a YouTube channel to record memories with his kids. But one night, he was woken up by noises coming from downstairs. He finds the doorknob to a closet moving aggressively as if someone's inside. But when he opens the door, no one seems to be there. Confused on what just happened, he goes back to bed and ignores it. But one night while playing with his son, whatever was inside that closet came back. Whoa! By
What
opening
in
that
the
door,
world?
did he allowed this entity into his home, or is it something else?
I don't know, y'all. That's crazy. Paranormal activity. All right. Well, that's another video in the archive. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a great rest of your evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it may be for you. See you next time.